Good morning and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Ducato, and we got another video for y'all head tops. If y'all haven't done so, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, drop a comment after the video. It helps with the algorithm pushing the videos out to more people, so on and so forth. So that's my ass. Without further ado, let's get into this video. The main part of this video is talking about a Carlos Baleba potential signing. We're close to a here we go. I usually don't like doing these videos until the ink is on the paper, the ink has dried, they passed their medical, so on and so forth. However, I would be remiss to not bring up this point before we get to here we go, just because this is a player I have coveted. A lot of other people, analysts have mentioned his name as well. But in terms of prem proven, ability to run, eat up grass, protect the back line, he check marks all of that off. All of that off. And he was someone where when we were linked and then we weren't getting him, I was a bit nervous, a bit worried that he was going to go to a different team, and he's just like a Caicedo region, just taller, faster, stronger, you know what I mean? And the good news is he will be going for less than half of what Caicedo went for, to be honest. So when I look at it from that perspective, you know what I mean? If we can get this deal over the line, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Especially considering the fact that, last season, Brighton was quoting Caicedo money, 115. We demand Caicedo money for him or he's not going. And to have that level of resolve from Ineos, I do give them credit for. Now, I will let them know when they're wrong, but in this time, I do give them credit for in terms of being even keel, in terms of not rushing, in terms of not, quote unquote, jumping in when the public opinion was like, oh, buying for 90, buying for 100. They're like, no, we're not going to. And in the long term, it worked out, right? So from that perspective, super happy to know that if we are able to get this deal done, it's going to be about 60, 65, maybe 70, depending on the structure of it, which is a far, far cry from that reported number that they're trying to hit us with. So, good business. Again, until we get it signed. Until it's signed, it's not a good deal because we don't have the player in our possessions. Too many times I've seen we're close to agreeing this and that, and nothing ever transpires from it. So this signing, to be honest, is well needed. I think it comes off the back of us losing Mason Mount or him getting hurt, and then us losing to Amarin 4-2 in the manner that we lost. I think when you coupled all of that together, I think that's what, to be honest, led to us getting, or this coming about, to be honest. Had Mason Mount not been hurt, had we beaten AC Milan in the final game, something tells me Baleba would not be in talks to us agreeing terms for him. So, you always gotta have, just some wherewithal with things, right? Now, is he the finished article? No. He is only 22. There is room for growth, room for improvement. What I will say, though, is besides last season, as last season was his down year, I don't want people to be like, oh my gosh, see, he had a bad season and now they want it. No. When you're a young player and the team of your dreams comes in for you, and you express desire to leave, And when things don't quite work out like that, sometimes it can mess with, the psyche of the player. You know what I mean? And I believe that's what happened. I just believe, mentally he wanted to move. And I think just the wherewithal with everything, I think that just impacted his play. I don't think he regressed. Now, if he has maybe 3 seasons, 3 seasons of poor football, then yes, we can, say something else. We can, you know what I mean? Start to say like, well, he's regressing. But no, I won't say he's regressing at all. I would just say he had a bad season. All the greats have bad seasons. You know what I'm trying to say? There's not one over the other, So him to have one down year, I'm not going to chastise him or say anything out of the ordinary. So yeah, like I'm super happy. I'm just more happy that his transfer price is going down, because I'm like 100, 115. That makes no sense, man. You know what I mean? A lot of these prices that are quoting in these markets, they're just inflated numbers because these teams know the money is in the league. I can say an outrageous number, and 9 times out of 10, it's going to happen. So it really be like that. It really, 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 really do be like that. But like I said, job not finished. The signing still needs to happen. I know we're close. What I don't like, and this is the reason why, like I understand when the people say Manchester United tax, because last year when we wanted him and he wanted to come, we were being quoted 100 at the very least, so 115 Caicedo numbers, XYZ, you name it. Now a year removed, so he had a bad season, a year removed. Now Newcastle are linked, right? Because from what I've read, Brighton's, owner doesn't like to really put price tags on his players. What he likes to do is, for the person or people looking to buy the player, they're being asked, well, what do you value the player at? Oh shit. And depending on what the evaluation of that player is at, then they start to come together and try to work out, okay, well, we want X, or we want Y, or we want Z, right? So that's how they're able to, get what they want, right? For us though, we set our number, they said no, and we were gonna play this cat and mouse game. Now that Newcastle is now in for him, they quoted Newcastle about 60 to 65. That is when we're like, oh, we got it. If he's being quoted 60 to 65, we know the player wants to come to us. We want the player now. We'll pay you that 60, 65. So from that type of strategy, it's good business, because you knew exactly how the player's intention. The player communicated on multiple times, I want to come to United. It's just you need to gain an understanding of the price point that this Brighton CEO wanted. And now that Newcastle did the heavy lifting, you know what I mean? What I equate this to is like, and I read it somewhere on Twitter where it's like the 4x100 relay, right? And Newcastle, for the first 3 handoffs, has done the work. They're ahead, they're out in front, they're doing their due diligence. And then that last, baton gets passed to your anchor, and all of a sudden your anchor is just not as strong as the other team's anchor. A la Manchester United, like your anchor is not as strong as us. And so what ends up happening is you just lose out. You know what I mean? And it's not even just it's a Manchester United thing. This has happened to Liverpool. It's happened with Chelsea. It's happened to other clubs, Arsenal as well. Like, if it's between Newcastle and another Big Six team, chances are that player is going to choose that Big Six team, right? It's not, to be disrespectful. From what I've been told, it's just heritage, right? You know what I mean? You have to be able to build your legacy. And right now, Newcastle just doesn't have that type of legacy like the other Big Six clubs. You know what I mean? So it's hard to you know what I mean? It's hard to not feel for them, but at the same token, business is business. Look, big bank take little bank, and that's just where we're at right now. It's just we're taking little bank. You know what I mean? But as I said before, job not finished. We still need to get it done. But I am happy that we're now being linked. I think getting a Carlos Baleba, I think, satisfies the fan base in the midfield perspective. Meaning we got Tielemans, we got Santos, and now we have Baleba. I think all of them complement. I think they help make our club better. Is it all the signings or the players that we wanted? No. But sometimes the players that we didn't know or we didn't want are the players we didn't know that we needed. And if we can lock down Carlos Baleba, all for it. And then we got to work on, you know what I mean? We got to work on like our left back situations. You know what I'm trying to say? Got to be able to work on our left back situations. So that's it for me. That's my little update. Potentially could be getting a Carlos Baleba. I will see. We will see what that means if it happens. But until then, let me know your thoughts below. Let me know if you believe Carlos Baleba is the one for us. Should we be targeting somebody else? Yeah, man. Keep me posted. Let me know below. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications, people. I'm gone.